Hey everyone, just a quick ask before we get into the newscast. If you really like Wake Up, I would love it if you gave us 5 stars on Spotify or Apple Podcasts and drop a quick comment there to let people know about this newscast. It would really help people discover us. All right, on with the news. Wake up, Asheville. I'm Matt Peiken, kicking off your week with the Monday morning newscast for February 16th. Despite yesterday's rain, drought conditions are tightening across Asheville and much of western North Carolina. The latest U.S. drought monitor shows 98% of the state in some level of drought, with more than 62% in severe drought. Buncombe County is rated severe, while Henderson and Transylvania are moderate. Hydrologists report stream flows well below normal and soil moisture in historically low percentiles. Meteorologists say recent snowfall hasn't helped much. Under typical ratios, 10 inches of snow melts to about 1 inch of water. Read more about this at 828 News Now. From downtown Asheville to Barnardsville and Black Mountain, about 130 volunteers fanned out last week for Buncombe County's annual point-in-time count, a one-night census of people experiencing homelessness in shelters, transitional housing, or unsheltered locations like cars, encampments, and parks. Organizers say the count is an imperfect but important snapshot and a chance for unhoused residents to share what services they want. The survey also asks how Tropical Storm Helene affected housing stability. Last year's count tallied 755 people, including 328 unsheltered. Results are expected this spring. Read more about this in the Citizen Times. Officials from Asheville and Buncombe County appeared last week at the North Carolina Legislative Building in Raleigh to push back on claims that their diversity, equity, and inclusion work allocates resources by race. Buncombe County Chair Amanda Edwards told a House Oversight Committee that the county's racial equity plan focuses on outreach to underserved communities, including public housing and rural areas, and does not use race-based criteria for hiring, contracts, or spending. Republican lawmakers remain skeptical and questioned Asheville's Reparations Commission report, which recommends community investment strategies, not individual payments. You can read more about this at NC Newsline. Any of the Democratic hopefuls eyeing North Carolina's 11th congressional district will have to win over voters in November from western North Carolina's rural counties, communities that have traditionally backed Republicans. A new report describes how national Democrats are treating rural organizing as a long-term project, with the DNC and House Democrats investing heavily in field staff, messaging, and voter contact. Former DNC Chair Jamie Harrison says his Dirt Road Democrats PAC is funding rural races, while strategists warn money spent mostly on TV ads won't rebuild trust. You can read more about this at the Assembly NC. And Asheville police say a man accused of impersonating a law enforcement officer has turned himself in. 22-year-old Rodrigo Barrera Lozada surrendered last Friday and was booked into the Buncombe County Detention Facility. A magistrate ordered him held with no bond, citing the state's Pre-Trial Integrity Act. APD says he faces 2 misdemeanor counts of impersonating a police officer tied to an Asheville investigation, and he's also facing a recent felony impersonation charge in Henderson County. Read more about this in the Mountain Express. Our free newsletter is a quick local news digest, essentially this newscast in written form. Subscribe at wakeupavl.transistor.fm. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram at wakeupavl. And please share this podcast with your Asheville friends. I'm Matt Peiken. Thanks so much for starting your weekdays with Wake Up Asheville.